Alright guys, thanks for checking out Stormtopia.com and the Stormtopia.com Facebook page. We're going to have our daily weather update right now. This is being recorded as of Tuesday, December 21st, 2010, the shortest day of the year. And of course we're tracking the December East Coast storm around Christmas time here. Maybe give or take a couple days depending on where you are. Give or take a couple days from Christmas. Now, a couple storm points I want to make here before I show you the graphics. European model is just clinically insane, to be honest. It shows a 965 millibar low, extremely heavy snow, just intense storm, unbelievable. I'm going to show it to you in a second. GFS brings the storm too far north, never really is close enough to the Atlantic to draw in a lot of moisture, ends up being a light snow event for most of the East Coast. The Canadian model is pretty similar to the European, with some very heavy snow up here along the East Coast. So let's take a look at the different models. Start you off with the Euro, and again, what happens here is the storm ends up originating. I'll show you this graphic to start. What's unique about the Euro is that the Vortex, where this thing starts, ends up originating, out of Texas, and because of that, compared to the other guidance, it ends up having a far southerly track. Instead of sending it off the 4070 benchmark in North Carolina, you're sending it out of Florida in Savannah, Georgia. And if you can get a major storm, if you typically get 6 to 12 inches with these 4070 benchmark storms as they go off 4070, and then they blow up in the Atlantic Canada, is my thinking. Then Atlantic Canada is 400 miles north of the Northeast. But if this storm's going to develop 400 miles south in Savannah, Georgia, instead of the 4070 benchmark, then you would see the same impacts in Atlantic Canada for a typical storm that you would see in, you're going to see the same impacts in Atlantic Canada for a typical storm this time in the Northeast, What does that mean? All that blah blah blah. Here's what it means, guys. Wow, like all the details I just discussed. Pretty significant. Then we have the GFS model, which kind of pretty different from the European. I'll show you the wind speed at 300 millibars here. Remember, I showed you the European had that vortex going on through Texas, and the GFS is like, nope, it's going through Kansas. See that little purple area that you see developed from Kansas goes back into the Ohio Valley? The dip in this jet stream, that is the vortex, and that develops far north enough, never draws in Atlantic moisture. So if you look at the GFS forecast here, if I can configure it correctly, boy, this is a light snow event if I ever saw one. But what's interesting here is we continue to make our way out and through time. Is that wow, and it appears as though I have lost my, What's interesting though on the GFS is that as we make our way out and through time, yes, mostly light QPF here for most of the Mid-Atlantic. But if we zoom in the detail here, you can see on this screen capture I have, look what happens in New England. Storm comes just close enough that we see, widespread 1 to 4 inches here in the Mid-Atlantic. But on the GFS, possibly 4 to 8 inches for parts of southern New England. Higher QPF. Why? Just the storm comes closer. That's it. Again, the Canadian, I wouldn't say it's clinically insane as the Euro is, which shows about 2 feet of snow, but still up there, so to speak. It's about a 978 millibar low, comes right over New York City, blizzard conditions for most of the Appalachians and the Mid-Atlantic. I don't know. Sounds good to me. So then the storm goes off into the Mid-Atlantic, and behind it we may even have a new storm forming. So, never-ending train of storms here, guys, and I'll continue to keep you updated on each one. We may go into live storm coverage soon here on Stormtopia.com, so stay tuned for that. Please spread the word about our website, and have a great day.